Let's see though. I'll run this deck like 2, maybe 3 more games. See how it feels now with the drought, since that's the newest edition. I'll keep that in mind though. That is a consideration. I'll see what happens. I mean, the marching orders are pretty important to find your Freyas in Sigurdrifa. Hang on. What's that? You have 2 single card bronzes. Could you say more about those? I think you're referring to the 7 strengths, the smith. There's the armor smith, who heals 2 units and gives them 3 armor each. And there's the armor smith. Hang on, let's see if I find them here. The armor smith comes out at 7 and puts 2 base strength and 2 armor on 1 unit. So again, that plays into the combo of the Queensguard after Cambi, because you can put 2 base strength into the Queensguard. The armor smith is usually for just tempo. I mean, this deck has a pretty rough time finding tempo and healing damaged units on top of the 7, which is the body of the armor smith. It's decent tempo. So let me think about the mulligans here. This has to go first. Never get rid of Cambi. And there's the smith. Do I keep that? I risk the lacerate. Sweet. So yeah, heal 2 allies and give them 3 armor. I mean, these become like 8 strength in the second round. If you manage to heal 2 of these from like after at like 2-3 strength, it's 5 each, making 10 plus 7, making 17 points for tempo, which is pretty good. It's not the best case scenario, but it's on the upper half of the scale, I guess, to get 17 points out of him. But that's why I run him. I could actually look into replacing him with something else, and I did, but so far I didn't find anything. Okay, so he's gonna go do his dwarf thing, meaning I might want to use Cambi round 1 here. Go for the standard opening though, which is finding the Queensguard and Saris with Bran. Of course, this puts the 2 points into the Queensguard, and like I said, every single point counts. Even the one on Saris as well. So I have potential to catch up here if he passes after my Drake. I mean, I can safely play Drake.
Glory to you.
Now, he is not monsters, he has no potential to really screw with my graveyard, making it safe to play them on the Queensguard themselves. Because there is a chance he runs his lock and he locks my Saris, which makes it so she can't come out on top of the combo anymore. Meaning I prioritize the Queensguard over Saris in buffing. Now I also have the option of Drought though, which I didn't have before and I'm still getting used to. If I play Drought here, will I be able to keep up with this? I think I still won't, right? I mean, eventually that's just gonna play into his Marauders. Can I get away with that? I think I'll have to try. I mean, if I pass here, he has enough Marauders to play into the next round, and I face the same problem. At least here he has some units on board that I can hit with a Drought. I think I have to try. I mean, I will be able to lock 1 with Donor.
Everything all right?
So I can't really win the first round. The question is how long can I play into it? How long is good? I could win the first round with Canby, but then my round 3 win condition is gone. No, it isn't, because I have Queensguard res. I can push him round 2. I could use Canby round 1 here. Let's thin the deck a bit. Get Sarah's ready to come out. She's on 2 now or on 3? On 3 still. That's a bit of a shame, because then I can't get her out with the Queensguard alone. I didn't find my operator either, which is a shame.
Always willing, pal.
Drought is going to hit the lower units though, or have no effect on the Marauders, it's true. But it depends on how he lines his units up. I mean, like he just did, I was afraid he was going to put all the lower units on the same row, so they don't take like a lot of damage from the Drought, and then leave this unit by himself so he can like protect the row. But yeah, all the lower units are going to get hit. But like at this point, is it even enough? I can extend the round by 2 cards with Avalak, meaning my Drought is more effective. I kind of like that idea. I risk getting my my Raider though, which would be suboptimal. It's a 1 in 11 well, 2 in 11 chance though. I think I have to risk it. And I play him Siege.
At last.
And we do find the Raider, shit. And no operator. $16 and 4 plays for 20. I do have potential to catch up still. But he knows that.
Yes, that would fit perfectly.
So now this won't find value anymore. I can't. Also, I didn't get a Lacerate. Lacerate would be good here. I didn't get anything useful of Avalak. The Raider instead, which is like the least useful. There's not a whole lot I can do here. I can play this to stall for time. I'm better off playing this.
Boring just standing here.
This is kind of looking rough. Are you running Lacerates without Herbalist? Yes, I am. Ooh. Maybe a Herbalist instead of... Well, the problem with running a Herbalist is they're very low power. However, they're bigger than 1 though, so it only blocks finding Sigurdrifa on marching orders. Herbalist instead of the Armor Smith. You know, that could actually work. I mean, definitely in this game. That would be a lot better. However, I don't have them now. Let's focus on the game at hand here. He's beyond the point of catching up with just the Queensguard, but I do have Canby and the res. And if I bounce my second Freya, I can get Saris to come out. I don't have a bear for Canby though, but I can play him into Drought. Oh, that's real tough. If he doesn't pass now, that was the right decision. If he passes, I just messed up. I just threw. Queensguard only plays for 20. He keeps playing though. I mean, when do I pull the trigger on Canby? I'll need to bounce the Freya regardless, otherwise Sarah doesn't come out. That's correct, right? She's on 3, yeah. I need the extra res. And now he passes. Okay, so if I 16 and 7. $23. Can I catch that? There's no way I can catch that, right? I can't make that. I'm just short, I'm short like 4 points here. Because the last row of the drought is ineffective, I can't go for it. I have to pass. And none of my units are damaged, this isn't enabled. In this game you're absolutely right. The Herbalist instead of this would have won me this game easily. I still could win, depending on if he passes here or not. Find a bear and another. There's the last rate that we could have used last round. Okay. He passes though, which is good. Very good. I'm worried about using Donner though. Well, if the bear is gonna get locked, would he lock the bear? This deck does run the lock, right? I do have Sigurdrifa. Oh, this works even without locking something? That's cool. What should I get though? He doesn't really need anything, right? He can't revive him anyway. There's nothing useful for me to get here. That's an 11 strength resurrect though, in case it does come up. Okay, so 1 card down. I do have potential for my spy still though, and he has to start. Last rates at this point are useless. It's can be time, can be round. I'd like to find an extra bear. And the spy's also good. 5 cards left in the deck. What am I looking for though? Did I play Drake already? I did. If I find Sigurdrifa in my spy, this becomes dead. It will just find the armor smith, which is useless. So I think I have to Sigurdrifa into Drake first.
What do you need?
Glory to you.
And let's play around Igni here, because he's going to get 1 card, so I go like this. Saris is going to come out after the Canby, because I put one of my Freyas in graveyard. So this will be an extra counter on Ceres. I will use my Freya to revive the other Freya and then the Queen's Guard. Who is that? Probably Morn, right? Probably Morn.
He is here.
Always bear. Now in case my 1 gets locked, I still have a second to hit Cambi with. If both are still at risk at the time that I'm playing them, I might want to leave this in my hand so I can still have something to kill Cambi with, in case both of these get either killed or locked. Meaning my next play would be Queen's Guard, but if my Queen's Guard gets killed by Morin, they don't pull the rest, right? That doesn't matter though. I don't need him now, I need him after Cambi. If she does get killed, this card is empty though. Don't have anything to strengthen with. Morin? No Morin. Cool.
Careful there.
Also, it's problematic if she gets locked. Should have thought about that. Should have hit the Queen's Guards with Drake. I could win this though.
Sure, no problem.
That's fine.
Out with the crowns. Come on.
2 extra base strength. The Queen's Guard alone, together with Ceres, are now 25.
Got a hearty hankering for
Which
Gwent.
I think is enough. Is that actually enough? He's gonna have 2 cards. He needs to find 9 value in 2 cards. He can easily do that. Ugh. No, it's 35. Just the Queen's Guard is 25. It's 35. It's definitely enough. Okay, so I think bear first. There's no potential for Elzers though, right? I lacerate first.
I must re-examine the manuscripts.
It's gonna be a tight one. I mean, he has the card advantage working for him here. Melee was 1 more point lacerate. Though that may very well be true, the 1 point doesn't really matter with Cambi in mind, right? Like, I'm aware that might have been inefficient, but it doesn't really matter, because all of this is going to die anyway. If things go according to plan, which they will be, because even with the lock, she can only lock 1. There's no card in Scoia'tael that kills both of these in 1 card, right?
Double chase.
Yeah, that doesn't do it either. Interesting deck this. Field Marshal with the Marauders. Also Teruvial here. Pretty good. Okay, so moment of truth.
The time has
Say bye to your 100 points, man. So he needs 19 points in 2 cards to win.
The storm is coming.
If he gets Hailstorm, if he has Hailstorm, he will get... that will be enough. He has 13, 14, 20. Might come out at 25, meaning 13 on the Hailstorm. 25 and 13. Hailstorm wins him. if my math is correct.
Modron Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
Let's see.
Needs a good slapping.
And she spawns melee. Why? I win though. GG. See, when it does work, it feels pretty good, right? Like, that feels pretty good. Yeah, as bad as Roach. Feels good, man. GG. So, about your ID though, the herbalist is interesting. I mean, is it though? Let's think about this, right? The herbalist. There's no reliable way of pulling the herbalist. The only way of finding an herbalist when you need one is having 2 of the Freyas in hand or discarded already, and then playing the marching orders. And then you can find a lacerate. In how many of the cases is a lacerate on a 2-body stick going to make a difference though? In the game we just played, very true, it would have been pretty amazing. But how many of the other factions actually row stack enough for that to be a thing? I mean, there's only one way to find out, and that's to try, right? But do I already want to commit to that? I mean, I just implemented this. Maybe I need to play some more with this deck to get familiar with, like, how it is now. I was thinking of it only really for thinning. That's also true. That's a good argument. I mean, this is always the case in Gwent, right? Like you're conflicted between 2 things. On one end, it's thinning, and it's good for the deck synergy with Camby. On the other hand, it's a 2-body with maybe, let's take an average of 6 points on the lacerate, so it plays for 8 points, and this deck is already struggling for tempo. I mean, people like to play armor, which defends from lacerate. People like to, you know, not row stack.